Welcome to the H&R Show, the podcast that brings you the greatest and the latest to keep you in the know. Today is Fitness Friday, and I'm here with Han and Nikki. We're going to be talking about motivation and discipline, the differences and the importance of both, and how many people struggle till this day with motivation and discipline. And many people don't recognize the difference between one and another and how one impact the other. So, personally, I've been somebody who have tried over and over and over to reach my ability to motivate myself and others to reach fitness goals. I've been doing this for over the past 7 years professionally, and personally of maybe like 10, 12 years. I've had days where I used to wake up at 4 a.m. to run outside, get a workout, go to my job after. I tried many ways, tried working out at night, working out in the morning, trying to find what is the best time for me to get my workouts in, how to meal prep, how to be consistent, how to get all these things done. So the first thing I'm going to just bring out straight is we need to understand that motivation is the fuel for your discipline. Motivation is going to be the fuel to make you do something. But it's not going to be there every day. And that's what most people don't understand. A lot of people ask me, how can I be motivated? How can I get motivation? Can you motivate me, etc.? Yes, it's important to be motivated, but that's not the holy grail of achieving your fitness goals or even any goals in life. So motivation is the fuel. So it's a way to spark that fire inside of you to get yourself moving and out of bed. All right, there's this notion of tap dancing out of bed. Do you tap dance out of bed? Do you tap dance out of bed every day you wake up? Are you waking up with that, that burning sensation inside of you that you're going to just run through your day, run through your goals?
Like crush it.
Yeah.
Well, I wake up with a tent usually, but
Well, you did bring up something very interesting. You said motivation. You need motivation. Motivation is the fuel to
To get you going.
to get you going.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't feel motivation is the right word because some people are motivated, but they don't put in the work for it. I feel like it's more hunger. You have to be hungry for it. I'm talking to you according to my experience. So you've seen my journey from since COVID.
Yeah.
I've been going to the gym, but it was not consistent back then. I was going 2-3 times a week. I was like, yeah, whatever. But after COVID, I've never seen myself in the best shape of my life, and I'm 30 right now. And it was something that I've always wanted to see, by looking at your body, mashallah. So I was like, yo, I need to do something about it. So motivation was part of it, but it's not what pushed me through. It was hunger. I was hungry for it. Once I went to the gym with my friend, and he said, let's do a chest workout. He knew what he was doing. We crushed it. I was done for the day. He's like, so are we done? Do you want us to stop? I'm like, do I look like a bitch to you? I might be suffering right now, but I'm hungry for my results. So no, if we're going to do another exercise, let's go for it. Am I hating it? Definitely. Do I feel like it's worth it in the long run? Heck yeah. So hunger was more my fuel.
And I'm assuming that you got that hunger once you started to see changes.
Yes and no. One thing I realized, it's the endorphin. I don't know if it's serotonin that makes me feel like that after the gym. It's one of those chemicals that makes me feel happy. I know me after the gym, I have a body high.
I was going to say exactly.
I don't even play my music. After I'm done with the gym, once I'm walking out of the gym, I put my music on pause and I just want to hear silence from outside. And my guy, every time I'm there, I'm like, wow, it's such a feeling. So that kept me going. Post gym workout kept me going.
The feeling,
Definitely.
The satisfaction of completing a very hard task.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then when I did start seeing the results, because I was never focused on my result, because knowing me, if I would have seen the slightest result, I thought I was gonna slack, and I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why most of my friends on Instagram never see me put me like a narcissistic pic of me at the gym, like trying to pose like every guy. Like that's so unoriginal. But that's why I don't do it, because I'm doing it for me first of all.
Right.
And then I'm gonna show the surprise when the time is right. But I'm not here to show off every time. Look, look, look. I'm seeing the results for myself. You've seen my results, but you, on the other hand, is different because I share the same passion as you, which is fitness, staying healthy, staying in good shape. And you've inspired me to a certain extent. And that's why I felt more comfortable showing you my results before showing any commoners, because I'm like, you
Peasant.
that's why I said commoners and not peasants, because I'm not rich myself. I'm a freaking peasant myself. You know what I'm saying? So
In a sense, I'm that person you're holding yourself accountable to.
definitely, yes.
Other than yourself, because
yeah.
everybody, I think, should hold themselves account, or should learn how to hold themselves
course.
accountable. But having somebody that holds you accountable, that's like the first step to achieving mastery in fitness.
The days that I skipped the gym, you know how depressed I was feeling? Now, I'm not saying I'm going all out with the gym and I'm like, I'm a freak and I'm obsessed, but the days that I did not go, I did see the difference. And trust me, I never had a day where I was like, ugh, I don't feel like going to the gym. People that say that, your hunger is wrong in a sense, like you're probably not doing it right. But me, every time I see the gym, or I'm like, man, I'm going to the gym today, I'm always excited. It's like me going to a concert. I'm just going for 1 hour and a half to go work out, but it feels amazing.
And it's from my experience, I've realized every person that had that period in their life, because a lot of people just are on and off about the gym. They go for like a couple of weeks and they stop. But anybody that achieved like massive results, life-changing results, crazy transformations, they had that period where if they didn't go to the gym that day, even though it might be like rest day, they would feel bad, or they would feel like, oh, all my gains are gone, or they're somewhat anxious, and they have this feeling of urgency to hit the gym. And some people might say, okay, that's not really healthy, you're being like too obsessed about it. But obsession, in my experience, is one of that main aspects of achieving your results. You might not have that obsession all your life, but for a period you're going to need it just to get that breakthrough transformation and create that new body you desired, right? Whether you are 50 pounds overweight and you lost your first 50 pounds, whether you're like me, you're a skinny ass dude who can barely, fit half of his t-shirt sleeves with his, toothpick biceps.
I can relate.
So that's once you pass that you get through that first breakthrough.
Han has a dad bod.
Han?
Han is like Homer Simpson,
I have a honeybee body right now, So it's,
you have the honeybee tummy.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm
I
getting the drip.
Yeah, I get fat easy, So I have the opposite of you guys, but
You don't get fat easy. You just gain weight easier.
yeah,
say it like that.
That too. Like,
You are fat, but don't say it like that.
no. Let's call a pig a pig. If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
So let's not sugarcoat that. I can take it. But me, I listen to you guys. I'm like, oh, you guys are so freaking positive and all that crazy stuff. Me, since lately, I try to embrace my dark side. So how I would motivate myself is like use those dark feelings, because a lot of people say, no, I'm not jealous. I'm not envy. I'm not like, you talk a little bit about that, like the guilt. Like these are all negative feelings, but the thing is, negative feelings, you can use it to your advantage.
Of course.
If you know how to channel that energy.
You have to channel it.
Yeah.
Like how I learned that recently is David Goggins. You know what this motherfucker does? He does a playlist of all the hateful comments. He reads them out and he plays them as he's working out.
That's true.
But that's the smartest thing to do.
I'm like, he's embraced the darkness.
But for him, that's what
motivates him.
That's what
keeps
gets
him pushing.
That's what gets him tap dancing out of bed every day, is listening to negative comments and realizing that he has to prove somebody wrong.
Exactly.
Well, of course. But you see, in my case, for example, I've been going to the gym 6 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
No skipping. My stories are just proving it. So like obviously it's not capping. But same thing from my end. Like every time I was like, yo, I want to make a change for myself. You know, when your friends are like, ha ha ha, funny. It's like, okay, like we're joking between each other and everything. But why do I feel like there's a certain type of truth when you're laughing?
Well,
Like,
there's
are you
that
doubting me?
envy and jealousy and doubt.
But why
like,
would you envy or be jealous of me when I did not give you anything for you to be jealous of?
because people are petty.
Those type of people are
Yeah.
not challenging that negative feelings, negative energy they have to something useful. If we break it down, they're channeling it on hating.
Yeah.
We're trying to break you down so it goes down to their level. 'Cause it's like the you know the crab or the lobster mentality where like you boil the water, but instead of pulling each other out, they all try to pull each other back down, so they all die together. That's like
That's like the rat race right now.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, the peasants like will love to do that to you, like as you so called. You know, like they don't have a winner's mentality. Like a champion is a champion for a reason because they have a winner's mentality. If you're a winner and you think you're a winner, but there will be people who doubt you all the time. But you have to believe you're a winner no matter what.
Of course. But I feel this is the reason why I hold myself accountable to Rudy. And it doesn't have to be him. Like, I can put myself accountable to myself. But Rudy has been a good part. Like, he had a role to play in my life, regardless of how you want to call it. But the fact that he's disciplined, he eats properly. Like, for me, I was looking at that, and I had part of it, but I was like, am I the only one who's kind of crazy? So when I saw someone who can relate to me, and Rudy never once said, yeah, like, never. On the contrary, I feel like I've had more, you know, like, good job, bro, like, keep it up. So that keeps me going. And something I never understood of people when it comes to fitness, you know, when they said it's commitment, discipline, tears, and everything, I was like,
No pain, no
whatever.
gain.
But once I tapped into it, I did have tears when I was lifting heavier. I was doubting myself when I wanted to go for a PR move. There was moments one of the guys I go to the gym with, he told me, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "I'm nervous. Like, I'm scared." He says, "Don't be. That's the whole point. You're nervous. That means you're reaching a new level, which you're supposed to do." So it all goes into my head. I'm like, okay, I should not doubt myself and I should go at it. It's discipline. It's commitment. So yes, I did have tears. I did have moments I was emotional because the day someone's going to tell me, you're a fake natty. You didn't do that much. I'd be like, yo, bro, F you, man. If you knew the amount of time I put in for my workout, how I had to change my diet. All my life, I was like almost 145 pounds. I've never gained more than that. The more I gained was 150 in my life.
What are you now? What, 160, 165?
165.
Yeah, 165.
I gained 20
God
pounds
damn,
extra.
I weigh more than all of you guys.
You're a fat hoe.
Yes.
It's not the same. But like,
No, it's good.
but do you get my point? So the fact that when I did have moments where the weather was horrible and I was not committed enough to go to the gym, who did I text? This motherfucker right there. And I was like, bro, can I come to your gym, please? I need to put in the workout. This guy never said no once. I feel like for him, it's like, yum, yes,
You know,
come.
what's fascinating about your 20 pounds is that I know you still haven't showed like your body, but we can still see your abs. So that means those 20 pounds are not trash weight, just so people know. It's, I would call it pure lean mass. I wouldn't say muscle mass, I would say lean mass. It's a combination of water weight and muscle weight.
The coach
is,
has spoken.
yeah, which is the good weight you want when you're trying to
Yes.
bulk and you're trying to put on size. Now, we know that there's a study on this. It takes I'm not sure if it's a Harvard study or a study done in Denmark or in Scandinavian countries, but you can research this up. It takes 21 days in the human brain to build a habit.
Yes.
And it takes 66 days, around 66 days, to make that habit a part of your lifestyle. So if you're trying to start something new, it's good to refer to the study and understand that, have you done this every single day for the next 3 months, or for at least like 2 to 3 months? Or are you just doing it for a week, 2 weeks, not seeing any results and saying, oh, fuck, this is not working, let me just, get back to my old self?
That was my issue. That was my issue back then. And because I'm a hectomorph, so someone like with my body type takes more time to gain weight.
Endomorph.
No, I'm a hecto.
Sorry, ectomorph.
Yeah, ectomorph.
You said hecto.
Yeah, I say hecto, but I do pronounce the H like that, ectomorph. Yeah. Well,
Is there an H to it? It's an E.
is it? Anyways, but
I don't know why I say
anyways,
endomorph. Yeah.
ectomorph, hecto.
No, it's ectomorph. Sorry.
The
Ectomorph.
word itself. So for me, I was like, am I ready to put myself in that commitment to see like if I will be able to gain the weight? So obviously, I did change my diet. So most of the food I was consuming was mostly rice, chicken, a lot of vegetables, a lot of cashews. So anything that was good for my body in a sense. So nothing McDonald's and everything. Yes, we can cheat once in a while, but you know what's my cheat days? Subway.
All right.
Subway's not even that much like you're cheating on Subway.
But talking about an ectomorph, being a fatsomorph myself.
What?
It's
You just created a new scientific word. A phatomorph honeybee.
Fatsomorph.
a fatsomorph.
Fatsomorph myself.
The first phatomorph honey.
I need to I need to stop like eating honeybee and no, I'm just kidding, like
Take it easy on the honey, man.
yeah, but
For real,
but
though.
see that the thing
much
is
sugar.
you got yeah, that I don't know, but you guys like I envy you guys, man. You guys started like from the bottom and now you're here. Because like I find it's so much like not easier, but it's so cool that people who are underweight and try to reach above the weight that they desire. Me, my whole life, I've always been shit. I'm overweight. I need to go down. I'm always like I'm 180 pounds right now.
We'll buy you a treadmill, bro. Don't worry.
But the thing is, if you're trying, yeah, go ahead.
But
say
the
that
thing is, like cardio doesn't work on me.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't work because my body adapts, and then I have to do. Let's say I do 1 kilometer, I'll lose 5 pounds, and then my body adapts, then I'll gain back 5 pounds, and I have to do 2 kilometers to lose 5 pounds, and then so on and so on, and eventually I have to do 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, just to lose 5, keep 5 to 10 pounds, and then it's so weird. My body, like it likes to like get big, like and the more I work out. Like I kind of like I look like I'm on like creatine like 24/7.
Well, cardio is really not a great strategy for fat loss. It's a great way to get your heart healthy. You know, it's great for mood, for a lot of functions in the body. But I mean, and it can help weight loss, fat loss. But I don't think it's like a very great main strategy to lose fat. And going back to when you said it's harder to gain weight, it is because if you're trying to gain weight, you gotta eat more than how much you can handle. Like you get to a point where you're shoving down food into your system. So when I was that was in 2019, I was training for a competition, a natural fitness competition.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I began in like early fall, and the competition was in April or May. It was end of March or April, I think. And I started at 140 pound, let's say. And I went all the way up to 185. That was my max. Okay. And I could still see like my upper 4 abs. So I didn't gain much body fat. So it was mostly lean mass, weight and water weight. I had to shove down my throat 4,000 calories every single day.
That's commitment. It's not easy for everyone to do that.
That's nasty.
It is.
That is nasty. If
I had moments I was freaking nauseous. I was like,
if I would do
I
that,
had to do it.
yo, I'll be a fat 220 pound.
You need to do some jump rope instead of running.
Imagine in 2019, I used to imagine the prices in 2019.
I'll get to jiggle. Not,
Jiggle.
not in the sexy way.
I used to my grocery bill every 2 to 3 days. It was like $70,
I believe you.
and that was 2019. Imagine
that's
today
crazy.
you're trying to
Yeah,
bulk
you-
like that.
140 every time.
Yeah. You won't be able to.
You
to
know,
afford it.
it's like it's
It's insane.
yeah. So if you're somebody very skinny and you're putting the effort to gaining your first 10, 20, 30 pounds, that's a lot of fucking work. Because if you're somebody who's 100-pound overweight, 50-pound overweight, you're trying to lose that last bit of weight, fat, whatever, all you got to do is just eat less. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's too simple or it's too easy. No, by no means. I'm not trying to say it's too easy, but it is simple in the sense that just spend less on food, eat less, and move more. You know, it's just much simpler on the human body than shoving down extra food down your throat. Like I had times I was sleeping on, I fell asleep on the couch with a fucking can of tuna in my hand and an apple in the other hand. You know, that was like my bedtime snack. Literally, that was like my 7th meal.
Wow.
So it was very, very hard. And it's much harder than trying to lose weight, in my opinion. Because because I had that last 2 weeks before the competition to cut down weight, to cut down to shred down as much as possible, and it was so simple, so easy. Just eat. I was still eating like 5-6 times a day, but it was like not even a quarter of what
Yeah,
I was eating.
smaller portions. Yeah.
It was very small portions, and I felt much lighter. My digestive system was better. I wasn't farting every like 3 minutes. They call it the ammonium fart. It's like ammonia fart. Sorry, it's like so much protein in your digestive system, man.
You know, when you feel like your stomach is like there's a screwdriver like just stabbing you.
Bro, I had a hard time going on dates with chicks because
you know the
because
protein is kicking in. That's how you know though.
exactly, man. I had a hard time going out on dates or being just with people around me because, bro, I had to fucking.
You can hold your fart.
No, man.
Imagine Rudy is like cuddling. Sorry, babe.
There's not gonna be sorry, babe. He's just gonna do a silent one. Yeah. He's gonna be like, "Oh, babe, why did you fart?" He's gonna gaslight her instead.
It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle, and only people who try to bulk this much will understand me. Like it's a fucking struggle. So.
Yeah. So all the girls out there who like them big buffy dudes, well, their farts are nasty.
Now because of you, I'm gonna
Freaking
have this
nasty.
image in my head for like all the guys I see at the gym, like who are like, I'm like, ooh, so you smell, huh?
Yeah, man, they're bloated, right?
Hey, it's natural.
Yeah, well, sometimes it sucks that the natural instinct of a human has weird smells. So like, but I agree with what you're talking about.
Coming back to motivation and discipline, there's something I want to talk about that's very important regarding this topic. We gotta first to master discipline and motivation. We gotta understand how our brain works and how our brain functions. We know there's different parts in our brain, and we haven't clearly in studies and research understand fully how our brain functions. But we know that we have our limbic brain, which is our caveman brain, I think we call it. It's responsible for emotional behaviors, and we have our neocortex, which is responsible for objective and radical thoughts. Okay.
Which part is the reptilian brain?
I think it's the limbic brain. No, it's not the limbic brain. Is it the reptilian brain? It could be, because that's the oldest brain.
What was your question? I'm gonna try to search.
It's not conspiracy. It's just like it's a real thing. Like
You just said reptilian. Don't say that's conspiracy.
Okay, what was your question?
Which part is a reptilian brain? Because there's a part of your brain they call it the reptilian brain.
I think it's the limbic brain.
Okay.
Because the reptilian is where like your instincts only.
So it says, the oldest layer of the brain is called the reptilian brain. It is composed of the brainstem, the structure that dominates in the brain of snakes and lizards. So that's what I got. But for humans, it doesn't say this much. Like that's what I got at first.
Okay.
Because most likely it's a conspiracy thing.
Yeah. That's why I was like, you said reptilian, so it just made sense.
I've heard about
reptiles,
that reptilian.
You know?
Yeah. Anyway, to go back to what I was talking about. So neocortex, radical thoughts, objectives, and limbic brain is more our emotional behavior, instinct also type of reaction. And there's this book called The Power of Why. And whenever you're trying to do something, there's 3 questions you can ask yourself, or there's 3 questions you need the answer of. And most people get 2 of them and not the third and the most important one. They get the what and the how. And let's give an example in fitness. Let's say you want to lose 40 pounds, okay? So what do you want to do? You want to lose 40 pounds, okay? Then you have the how you're going to do it, all right? You're going to hit the gym 3 times a week. You're going to walk 10,000 steps every day. You're going to eat in a calorie deficit, mostly whole foods. Less junk food, cheat once a week, those very like.
This is mostly structure. Like everything you're mentioning right now is the how is you got to build your structure in order to have these results. Yeah. Which I agree with what you're saying.
The how and the what, those are functions of our neocortex. All right. But that's not like our instinctual behavior or our emotional behavior. And what drives us to be very motivated is emotions behind what we're doing, and that is the very important questions we got to ask ourselves is why.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose 40 pounds, you know how to lose it, but did you ask yourself why in the first place you want to lose that 40 pounds? What is the reason? So My reason back then, 2019, was I had a competition. And that was the time where I had the best results in my life because I had a deadline, I had a time, one, and I had a reason why I was doing what I was doing. I had to compete. Okay, now for an average person, he doesn't probably have to compete. He wants to lose 40 pounds. Now, let's say, why does he want to lose 40 pounds? It could be, now if you dig deep, you ask yourself multiple times why, you get to that root cause and emotion inside of you that's gonna make you, in a sense, very attached to this like objective because you have a very deep. So it could be, let's say, you have this marriage coming up in 5 months, and you wanna fit in that dress. All right. It could be you want to be able to spend time with your kids and your grandkids and be able to run with them.
Yeah.
All right. It could be health reasons. It's just deeper than the what. It's just deeper. It's a very deep emotional reason.
Yeah.
And in my work, my new like online coaching structure, every time I have somebody who want to enroll, before I even explain what the program is about or what are the logistics and the costs and all of that, first thing first, I dig out the why out of them. All right. First of all, if they have a why, then I can probably work with them. If they don't have a why or they can't dig out a why for why they want to do what they want to do, then I'd be very honest with them. We can't work together because you don't have anything to back you up. So that why is your motivation.
Yeah. So basically, how serious are you for your transformation, basically?
Yes, and that why you usually write it down to remind yourself. Some people
Yes.
some people would suggest to write it down and stick it up the walls in your car, in your bathroom, everywhere, so you can just read it over and over and over again, and it can just get into your subconscious mind, and you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. So how do you use this why? Because when you first read this why, or you dig through very deep inside of it to take it out, what's going to happen is you're going to get motivation.
Yeah.
You're going to feel that spark and that fire burning inside of you. But that's not going to last long. That fire can last probably a week. All right? It's going to get you through that week, and then it's going to fade out. When it fades out, you read that why again, and it's going to spark it up again.
It's gonna refuel.
Exactly. That's how it
hunger.
works.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't refuel you, it means you don't have the right why. You got to dig deeper. You got to sit down with yourself or with somebody who can ask you that, and you're comfortable opening up, and you got to dig deep to pull it out. Some people cry when they get to their actual why, because they actually dug out the emotional response, why they want to do what they do, you know? So that the why gets you to the how, you know? And eventually you get to the what, you get to your end goal.
Yeah.
So now you have motivation, which is your why, and discipline is built when you do something over and over and over again, making it a habit in the first 3 to 4 weeks, and then you make it part of your life for the next 3 months.
Yep.
So what you're saying is discipline, or if you force yourself, that energy is finite. To make sure that it not as finite, or it's more, how do you say, more infinite, more like long lasting, you have to have a deep emotional connection to why you're doing something. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, because when you get that deep emotional connection, you've triggered your limbic brain,
Okay.
which is your instinct, which is what drives you to do something. What drives you to decide to buy something or to do something is your limbic brain. Is your subconscious mind. It's not your conscious mind.
So it's like trying to pass the bar exam to become a lawyer. Obviously, you need to study. You need to put a lot of hours of practice, learning, reading each laws, the books, what changed, what hasn't changed, what got modified, and everything. And it takes commitment. Like
Exactly.
For a person that wants to succeed their bar exam, it's like someone that goes to bodybuilding. It's the same mindset. You need discipline, commitment, and why. Why are you doing this?
Exactly. So motivation is your why, discipline is your how. Know how to separate them and know how to interrelate them together.
To me,
And
it's-
that we end Fitness Friday. Thank you, everybody.